Man, burping just when I start recording. Exactly when I hit record. Don't know why. What up, YouTube? This is Zuri again, and I believe 5 or 4 years ago, we made a video about Dreamcatcher's first ever concert here in Manila. They have recently had their second amazing concert here in Manila at the New Frontier Theater. So today we're going to be talking about my experience and meeting some new insomnias. So let's get on to it. So disclaimer, I do not have clips of me roaming around as there were a lot of people. It was actually also at the same day with the FIBA event here in Manila. So many people at the mall, then insomnias at the mall, all cramped up. It was very hard to vlog. So my apologies. I'll just be talking to you, and hopefully my storytelling skills are great or have improved since the last video. So I arrived at Gateway Mall right around 11 o'clock. I met my friend at a coffee shop, and we got our VIP straps at the New Frontier Theater. They started strapping at right around 10 o'clock, and so we needed to go through the mall, and there were a lot of insomnias, like significantly a lot more than it was a couple of years ago. I could tell they were insomnious because of how they dressed. They had a lot of Dreamcatcher t-shirts, they had the hoodies, even though it was so hot. It is very hot here in the Philippines, but mga tis pogi at tis ganda muna para lang ma-flex ang inyong mga Dreamcatcher hoodies. So kudos to you people who still wore your hoodies just so you could wear your merchandise. So our tickets actually had a free poster, a photo card, and I was lucky enough to get one of those tickets that had a high touch and a photo op. So more on that later. So once we got our souvenirs, we needed to get some of those stuff into a car because we just couldn't go around meeting people with a lot of those stuffs. We went back to the mall where DC Philippines or Dreamcatcher Philippines has this fan zone event. So this fan zone event included like a cup sleeve, and they had a lot of these booths, these games and activities and whatnot. And I knew some people there because some of you insomnias have seen the previous vlog, and you know, some of you have been requesting for a vlog for the next tour. So I think some of you kind of recognized me, and I've just been in touch with some people who were active in the Dreamcatcher Philippines Facebook group. So a shout out to you guys. You guys are amazing. So anyway, some people recognized me. They called me over inside of the fan zone, and unfortunately, the event was already done. Surprisingly, there were still a lot of people there, which actually is one of the reasons why we couldn't stay in the first place at the fan zone, because there was just so many people. It was so jam packed. There was a huge snake line outside of the fan zone, just going into the mall, because there was just so many people who wanted to participate in the fan zone event. I believe the cup sleeve event was also sold out online because you needed to register online before you could go there. So anyway, I met some of the administrators of Dreamcatcher Philippines. So for the very first time, I wasn't chatting with them, but I met them face to face with absolutely the biggest smiles, because we have never met, and that we were going to see Dreamcatcher in just a few hours. So the hype was there. And then me and my friend just ended up going up to another coffee place because there were plenty of hours to kill. And we needed to stay there because we were tired already. I'm not sure if I'm correct about this, but most insomnias are very quiet. I think most of us are introverted, so our social batteries always need to be constantly recharged. So we were basically recharging our devices, our phones, and whatnot, but we were also charging ourselves because there were just so many people. I mean, I'm used to concerts, but there were so many people because of the FIBA event as well. So that we were bumping each other left and right. So we were charging at ourselves and our devices at this coffee shop. And then I got really excited because some of you guys kept on posting on Twitter, and then Random Minds, the event organizer, kept on posting about Dreamcatcher in a few hours, So yeah, I got really hyped. I didn't know what to do. I just stood up and I knew I needed to do something. I said that we need to queue at right around 4 o'clock. So let's leave the coffee shop at 3, find a clean bathroom, and make sure our tanks aren't filled because the concert is not seated. And we will be queuing up beforehand. And the last thing that I wanted was to need to go to the bathroom because I didn't go beforehand. We left at 3, found a very clean bathroom, and then just emptied our tanks and then went to the queuing line. Now, me and my friend were queued 19 and 20th. We were lucky enough that I got those tickets right after I had this fun run. So that's the story of how I got the tickets. So I ran 5 kilometers before I got to the line. Thankfully, there wasn't too much of a line on where I bought it. Yeah, I still was able to get 2 tickets for me and my friend, and the queue numbers were 19 and 20th. Not bad. Anyway, we were 19th and 20th. So our basic understanding was the Selly, or the mga taong anak ng Diyos, people who are very privileged to have the ultimate experience, was they had all of the perks. They had the most expensive tickets. They were treated as freaking royalty. So they entered the venue first. 19 and 20th at the New Frontier Theater. I kind of knew my way around because of my past concert experience. So 19 and 20th was pretty darn good. We got in and they scanned our tickets, and man oh man, I saw that there was only the barricade, a line of people on the first row, and that was it. I was like, oh my gosh.
Run to the center.
Like I didn't care if the bouncers were like flashing their flashlights at me. I was just running. Dude, run to the center. I want to experience what I've always envied to some people who always got the center front row of whatever show that I saw in the past. We got there, we were right around on the second row of standing people right next to the barricade. And thankfully, the insomnias that were in front of us were very, 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 very kind people. We talked about our fandoms, our experiences in K-pop and whatnot. Ironically, as I've said, I think we were a bit introverted because we didn't ask for each other's names, but we smiled at each other, we kind of like bonded throughout the concert. We never got each other's names. So if you're watching this, and if you recognize me, please let me know in the comment section below, or you can reach out to me on Twitter. It's also in the description below. Let me know. Just need to get in touch with you guys. So as me and my standing mates were like bonding, I think we needed to wait for like a solid hour. For an hour, yeah. It was right around 6 o'clock, and then the show started at 7. So we were talking, and time was just so slow, and I didn't know what to do. I couldn't necessarily leave my spot, and there was just a few people there. And here's where it gets crazy. Right around after 10 minutes, I kind of felt really nervous and really excited that I needed to go to the bathroom. Like, not badly, but it kind of felt like if I held this in too long, I would eventually need to go to the bathroom during the show. And I could not have that. No, I could not have that. In my mind, I was juggling whether to go or to stay. to go or to stay. And mind you, I was at the second row of people, right next to the barricade. There were right around 3 rows of people standing behind me. And I kind of looked down and I kind of reflected on myself that if I held this in too long, I might need to go during the show. I looked at my friend and I said, dude, can you please hold my things? And he asked, why? I'm going to the bathroom. Now? Yeah, now. Of all times, right? So I kind of like made a deal with my seatmates, like, guys, I was here. Can you please remember this face? I'll just be going to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Such a disaster. And thankfully, the insomniacs with me kind of like acknowledged my promise that I'll be back real quick and that they'll hold my spot for me. So I stepped out. I went to the nearest security guard or bouncer, marshal, and I asked if I could go to the bathroom. And they said, sure, go ahead. So I went at the back of the New Frontier Theater. All the doors were closed. I just couldn't catch a break. And I said to myself, the fact that the bouncer told me that there's a way, I think this is unlocked. So I pushed it. I pushed the door and I hit someone. Like there was a sea of insomnias outside for the VIP standing. The people already inside are a mix of the VVIP Selly and the VVIP, which I was a part of. Now the VIP people, just VIP people, were outside, and there were a lot of them. So I apologized to the person that I accidentally hit. I kind of went to the other door, and I asked one of the event managers if I could go to the bathroom, and they said, go ahead, go to the bathroom. And as I was walking around this sea of insomnias, they were counting. The marshal said that if once they're done counting, they could all go inside. And the pressure was on because I could hear them saying 44, 45, 46. It was like a freaking countdown. So I kind of panicked and ran to the bathroom and then did what I needed to do, washed my hand afterwards, and then go outside. And I kind of like squeezed in between these people, and I needed to go through the door. So the marshal kind of stopped me and said, hold on, you're still counting. And I said, I'm actually part of a VIP. I'm already inside. My ticket's inside. My bag is inside. Let me in. And he was hesitant at first, but thank goodness that the event manager or whoever she is, she went up and he just went to the bathroom. He came inside, so let him in. I was so close to like having a freaking disaster during that show. So as I got in, I ran again because thinking this sea of insomnias would just be bursting inside with me. I kind of ran, and then all of the bodyguards kind of like shot their flashlights in my face and said, oh, hey, no running, no running. And this time I was kind of like alone, and the people already inside were kind of looking like, who's running? I kind of got a little embarrassed, so I kind of like walked my way through, and as I saw my spot, I excused myself, and these very, very kind people, these very kind insomniacs kind of made a small path for me, and I got back to my spot. Mind you, they did not need to do that for me, but I asked them, they said yes, so thank you. So the CFVIP people got inside, and then people brought out all of their light sticks. And man, oh man, let me tell you, the fact that from last concert, Dreamcatcher did not have their light stick, that you could see a lot of people, a lot more people than the last concert. and that we have this light stick. It's all lit up. It's also synced. Like, oh my goodness, I um could not contain myself. I was just so happy that a lot of people loved Dreamcatcher as much as I did. These light sticks are amazing. Everyone also had a lot of their DC merch on. The cape, the hoodies, the t-shirts, the photo cards, which are like a freaking collector's item. I wish I could have bought my jacket, a Dreamcatcher jacket with me, but I didn't because I get all sweaty. And if you don't have your merch yet, please do check out this video's collaboration partner, which is Delivered Korea. Delivered Korea offers an online service wherein they would buy the stuffs from Korea that you would pick and they would ship them out to you. Think of them as your friend in Korea. Like, you can ask them to buy from here and there, and they would consolidate it into one package and send it over to you. Now, why would you need that? I'm glad you asked. Because let's face it, sometimes light stick number one isn't available at this website, and the other item that you would want is actually available on another website. So, instead of ordering them separately, you can just have your friend, Delivered Korea, order them for you. So they will give you a Korean address online. They will handle checking if these merchandises or anything that you picked is currently in stock and if they can buy it for you. Now, once you check out, they will buy these items and have them shipped locally to your Korean address, and then they will consolidate it all into one package and send it to the Philippines. Once it's at the Philippines, you will need to pay at least 120 pesos for Philippine customs. Now, there is also an option for you to have other couriers such as DHL and whatnot. So it varies from whatever you want. You can do express, you can do local, or you can do the standard one. I chose the standard because it's the cheapest and I wasn't in a rush. So yeah, I kind of paid right around 530 plus for it to, for my items to be shipped here. I had two items from two shops shipped into one package to me. The shipping cost right around 532 pesos. Then when it was delivered to me by the local Philippine post office, it cost right around 120 pesos. So those are your fees. Instead of having them be done separately, then you would need to at least double the payment for Philippine customs. So just have them consolidated into one, and that would actually be a lot better. And they would actually use more bubble wrap for your items if you have more. So I got my items even though there was a storm, and they arrived here safely without a problem, without a scratch, without any malfunctions on the light sticks. They were electronics, right? They were also light sticks, which I'll be showing in the channel in the future. But yeah, they got here safely, and whew, man, I was really nervous. Yeah, please do check out Delivered Korea and their services. I'll link them down below. And thank you very much, Delivered Korea, our first collaboration for this channel. Anyway, back to the story. So yeah, as I was saying, the concert started, and I gotta say, that was actually probably the best seat. Or I don't know if I consider it a seat because I was standing, but it was the best view that I had for a concert ever. I was at the center. I was like one arm's length away from the barricade, which was fine. I could see all of the members for the entirety of the show without worrying that they would go to the second stage, the first stage, the ramp. They were just in front of me, performing. The fact that I can hear their voices before it hits the microphone kind of gives you the idea on how close I was. So Yeah, the performances were amazing. Again, they're linked down below. Already uploaded on my YouTube channel. Check those out. Man, the insomnias were amazing. After the concert, um, people just didn't want to leave. We were all begging for them to come back on the stage, but we needed to go through the perks, right? So here's the story of the perks. The first perk that I needed to go through was the high touch event. And man, once again, it was the best high touch that I've experienced in a concert ever. Mind you, I've already experienced a high touch with them in the past, like a few years back, but a few years back it was kind of fast. It was so fast that some of the members weren't looking while I was high fiving. So this time was the complete freaking opposite. We weren't rushing for some reason, which was good. When we reached the members on stage, I high-fived each and every one of them. And they all made sure that the high five was firm. It was kind of slow like this, like, hi. And they would look at me directly into the eye and say, hello, thank you for coming. Like, dude, oh my god. That was the best because all 7 members just didn't break eye contact with me with the entire high touch event. It was so amazing. I just couldn't believe it. I was so shocked because I would have understood if it was just the first member who was in line, which was Sua. I would have understood because there was no one else to look at, so right? But they were all paying attention to each and every one of us, which was so amazing. So once I got back down on the stage, we needed to line up again, and the organizers actually grouped us into groups of 10 and kind of had each line next to each other, so we could go boom, boom, boom into the stage. Now, here's where it kind of gets crazy. The members were already at the stage. There were seats right in front of them, and the first batch of people unfortunately did not have the luxury of choosing whoever member is behind them. Now, I kind of wanted to respect the fact that we should be thankful that we would be having a photo op with Dreamcatcher in the first place. But people were like, I'm a Dami bias, I'm a GU bias, can you please switch with me? So, fortunately for me, I'm a GU bias as well as my friend. He's a GU bias as well. So we kind of had this plan to do a double heart with GU like this. So priceless. And yeah, we kind of got a bit nervous, and I told him to shut up. Let's not jinx it. And unfortunately, people got desperate. As I mentioned earlier, we're kind of introverts, but the opportunity presented itself and people started to talk. So people said, I'm a Suwa bias, I'm a Sion bias, Handong bias, Gayon bias, Yuyon bias. We kind of need to switch. Can you please switch? Who was willing to switch? So people were messing up the line, and there was one insomnia who was not from the Philippines. Asked my friend, are you a GU bias? And my friend said, yes, I'm a GU bias. Unfortunately, I'm not willing to switch with you. And the girl behind me was a Sion bias. So she wanted to switch with the person who just asked my friend because she had Sion. So the girl behind me switched with the person in front of my friend, thinking that she would have Sion and the foreigner would have Jew. And by some stroke of luck, that's exactly what happened. And me and my friend were so surprised because we calculated it so perfectly. We swear it was so perfect that we would get Gio right behind us, both of us. I don't know. They, in my mind, they kind of like pushed the seats a bit to the right, wherein our calculations were still correct technically, but they kind of moved the chairs to the right, which means my friend got bumped to another member, and me and the other Geo bias had Geo. So we were right in front of Geo, and we both asked if we could please do the heart sign, and she did that with us. Amazing. It's not yet published into the Facebook of Random Minds Production, and yeah, that was it. I got a heart photo op with you. I actually do not remember if I was looking at the camera, because one of my philosophies whenever you're having a photo op, keep your eyes open, do not blink, and just hope for the best. I was just so happy. I wasn't sure if I was looking at the right camera. I'm not even sure if I blinked. Oh my gosh. I'm a bit nervous for the photo to come out now. Oh, anyway, that ends my experience with the Dreamcatcher Under the Moonlight in Manila. Man, oh man, I wish they would come back. And to the insomnias who were there before, to the insomnias who are here now, to the insomnias who are fans of Dreamcatcher in the Philippines, thank you very much for supporting this group, because you have no idea how happy they were when they saw us again. Well, I was happy, so I'm not trying to speak for them, but I'm happy. The fact that our little fandom has grown this much, I'm not sure if I can even consider our fandom little anymore. It used to be little, but now it's not. So hopefully we'll keep growing, and hopefully more people will be converted into insomnias and will just enjoy this amazing, unique K-pop rock group that we all love. So, Dreamcatcher, in any small chance you are watching this video, thank you for coming back. Thank you for keeping your promise a few years back that you would come back in the Philippines. And we will hold your promise again that you will return for our next concert. So, until then, my fellow insomnias, this has been Zuri. See you later. Bye.